This is the second installment of what I'm calling WORRYDOTCALM. It's not a website, it's an attitude. And the purpose behind these is to help you not let worry completely consume you. I know right now there's a lot to worry about. Did you know that before this pandemic started, that worry and stress were the #1 health problem? I can't even imagine where it is now. And the problem we have with it is that we allow worry just to overtake all of our thoughts. Think of the worry process for a second. We get a situation presented to us, and immediately our mind starts going through how this situation is going to affect us. How bad will it get? And immediately we'll try to go to the worst case scenario. That's what I do anyway. I start going through all the things that might happen, the what ifs, and then I end up at the worst case scenario. And there's nothing really wrong with that. The problem, though, is that if you stay there. Now, imagining a worst case scenario isn't the worst thing in the world. In fact, it's probably a natural way of thinking. And it's not terrible because it helps us plan and prepare when we work that out in our head. It becomes terrible when that's where we live, when that's all we think about. In fact, if you're like me, you take that worst case scenario and even multiply it and make it worse than it even possibly could be. But you live there. What we need to do is dial our worry back to concern. Wait until we know what we need to worry about. We don't need to imagine all the outcomes. This happened to me this past Saturday, when I was already worried about the current situation and how this whole thing's going to play out. But then the air conditioner starts acting up and goes out. If that wasn't enough, about an hour later, our car, the newest car we have, is only 12 years old. And so I don't know why I would be surprised that something might go wrong with it, but something did. And I immediately go to the worst case scenario and then start thinking about how am I going to pay for what this is going to cost. I already had it in my head what was wrong with it when I didn't know, and I started worrying about not being able to pay for it. I mean, our dwindling savings account right now in this pandemic is already frightening, but having an added expense of an air conditioner and a car breaking down, I started really going into a worry frenzy. And that's not healthy. I didn't know what to worry about. I didn't know what was wrong with it. It was Saturday, so I was going to have to wait at least until Monday to even get an idea of what it was going to cost. I needed to stop, dial it back to concern, and just wait until I knew what to worry about. Don't live in the worst case scenario all the time. It's not healthy. It's not even accurate. Because it's all of our imaginations just going crazy. We're overthinking. By the way, both of those repairs ended up costing next to nothing. Let's try our best to only worry when we know what to worry about.